Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Doug Wolf Destroy here, and welcome back to another episode of Woven Galaxy, where today we are at our castle because we are going to be putting each and every roof onto this castle. All the towers and this main section right here. Let me show you how much copper I have collected. I have collected enough. Hopefully enough. I did my math, and I need exactly 64 cut copper slayers. I cannot speak today. Jeez, I need 64 cut copper stairs for each one of these towers, and then these 4 stacks of copper blocks plus the cut copper for this roof. And the cut copper in there is just to add a little variation and to make the tower roofs to seem less odd with their, because the cut copper is the only one that you can make stairs and slabs out of. In other news, we put out a bunch of cauldrons since the last time, and after a few AFK sessions, we were able to get around 2 shulker boxes of powdered snow, and we are now selling it in the traveling cart, as well as we built a cactus farm. We are also selling that in the traveling cart, which is really, really great. So coming down here, we have a whole bunch of cacti, and yep, that's a lot of cacti. I was gonna say something, but then I forgot completely what it was, so I just made ums and yips and noises. But, yeah, and then the mob farm has still been working great, though there are times where it gets overflowed, even though there's plenty of storage down below. Like, right now, it's a little overflown, and I'm not sure how to fix that issue currently. Actually, it's not even moving at all. Nope, it's moving. Ever so slightly. But we are not worrying about farms today. Today, I want to build all of the roofs for this castle. The big one, the towers, and all of that. So without further ado, let me do that. Ladies and gentlemen, I have completed the roof of this place. Now look at that. I think that looks rather nice, don't you? Oh, it looks so much better with all the roof in place. And look, it's already starting to oxidize, which is good. That's what we want. We want it to turn blue eventually. So, yeah. This is what we've got so far. Now there's no interior, nothing over here, just the roof, but it looks nice. And these tower designs I took off of BOO's castle in season 7. I really liked the design. I was like, hey, that's pretty good. And I added this little bit here that wasn't in the design because I was like, I like the idea of this being here. I think it looks nice. But yeah, that is what I got, and I mixed into this roof some of these cut copper blocks, and I adds a nice variation from far away. So without further ado, I am going to put in a little bit of the interior, and at least the courtyard over here, and then try to figure out the inside of here. And yeah, let me get to that. And gentlemen, I have finished the interior to the castle. You want to see it? Well, here you go. Coming on in, we have this nice little courtyard here, a little white tree, and nice little thing. This may seem familiar. I'll let you figure it out. Type in the comments what you think this tree and what this little section right here reminds you of, and I'll let you know in the next episode what it is. But I want to see your guesses all down in the comment section below. And over here we have some nice little greenery using drip leaf and all of that. And even fun trick you can do with moss is you can put the azalea leaves, and it gives a nice little texture up at the front that's just ever so slightly brighter than, well, than its counterpart. So it makes it really nice, especially like right there. It's just ever so bright. And you see that pixel right there is the same as this one, so it matches really nicely in there and adds a little bit of texture. Then coming on in here, we have our storage system, which is indeed everything has been moved from my base to this new storage system. I need more deep slate diamonds in order to finish this floor. I just don't have any. This is all that I own at the moment, so I need to go mining for that. And then you come up here, you have the throne, and you just sit in it. And it is very, very, very nice indeed. and I like it. This is the same exact castle design and everything that from my building testing world, with a few minor changes, such as these plants were in there and there was actually green concrete down here, but I decided to take that out, and I was using white concrete powder and the actual concrete in this floor, but I thought that was a little too smooth and modern for what I'm kind of going here with the castle. So it is all complete, and I think it looks rather amazing in my opinion. And then I realized something. There's not enough space up at the front here. You know, you basically could stand here and admire it from this far, but there's nothing else here. So I think what I want to do is build a nice little, like, I don't know what you'd call it, but just like a landmass that kind of goes out here. So you'll be standing around about there, all the way up here at this level, and just make it look all natural, and also probably finish up the terraforming of this mountain, because yeah, there's a hole here. In fact, I need to light it up too, and then I believe coming around the back, it's also floating a little bit. So just terraforming everything, making it look a little bit nice. I'll figure out what to do with all the snow and when that time comes, because right now, I don't know how big of a problem it's gonna be. So, yeah, but without further ado, let me get a little bit of a wireframe in place, learn new terms for building, and figuring out where I want everything to be. So, start here, or should I start it anywhere? I don't know yet. Let's just start building and see where it takes us. Okay, so I have got the wireframe in place, and I think this looks really, really good. It looks natural. That's what we want. We don't want it to be symmetrical like the castle itself. I think adding a little asymmetry in here, because if it looks symmetrical, it wouldn't look natural. The castle is not natural. This is. So now it's just filling it in, seeing if it still looks good filled in, because I'm not entirely sure yet. I mean, I think it looks good just as the wireframe, and then after that, we're going to have to build it up from the ground, or from the top down. I'm not entirely sure how to do that yet, because I don't want to build it too close here, so I kind of want to go down, but that's harder. I'll figure it out, but without further ado, it's time to expand the mountain. Have complete, and it does look different from the wireframe that I had created. Now let's fly to the sky and see it properly. I think it came out pretty okay. It's not the greatest looking thing, I will admit. There are parts that are very, very strange. Now I'm going to land on top of my castle over here. And as you can see, it's actually starting to oxidize, which is really great. And I'll get back to that in a little bit. But what I want to do is go into the free cam so we can look at it. So, as you saw before, it came around like this more. And as I was building it up, this part got shaved off a little bit just because of the way that it sloped up. It didn't match up with it as well as I thought. So I ended up just moving it back. Same thing happened over here, and kind of everywhere where it got shaved around is where just the natural slope came up to it, and I decided to get rid of it, and this definitely has a big chunk out of it. But in other news, because it's not so straight and so, in a nice curve, it makes it look slightly more natural. Originally, I was going to go, like, there's blocks missing from here and here and here. I was just going to have it, like, be flat on the top, but that just didn't look natural at all, and I was like, it looks better with these little blocks missing. So, yes, you can climb up this entire mountain entirely, I believe so. So that is really great. Now, let's look at the sides a little bit better. As you can see, I think the sides came out pretty nice. I mean, it looks really cool and everything. Down here, I brought the grass up a little bit so it meets the mountain a little bit. And there's a few of these here, but mainly it's nice and steep. Some areas, I guess, like here, I could, technically speaking, shave this off a little bit so it would be a bit nicer. But I'm not too bothered about that. And then this is the other side. And I think it came out pretty well. I think it definitely adds more. And instead, I think what I want to do is, originally I was thinking of putting a way to get from the bottom all the way up on this side. But now that I look at it, it should probably be on this side because this side's already missing stuff. So if it came up from, maybe it started here and kind of came up this way, coming up here, and then kind of ending up right here. Let me go up and so if it came from around down here, slithered its way up and kind of made its way up to here, I think that would look very, very nice. Now another way to make it a little bit nicer than to just use stairs, which would look a little rigid and just going straight up, I think I want to use slabs the entire way, going all the way up and then building along, and I think we'll even put mountain underneath it as if like the mountain actually was down here and they shaved it off a little bit and then built the stairway on it and kept that bit of the mountain still there, but removed it for, who knows, we can put a guards area down here where the stairway comes up, and that way it'll look like there was mountain all throughout here, but they decided to destroy this section but leaving the one area. And so they could put a guards post here that could be slightly hidden, and in that way whenever they need guards they go right out, surprising the enemies when they try to go up and all that kind of stuff, which I think would be a cool little backstory to why it is the way that it would be. So I think that would be, whoop, that didn't mean to do that. So I think that would be pretty cool for there. Now back to this. So I'm pretty sure you all know why there would be string on top of the entirety of the castle. If you didn't know already, it's because it's a snowy biome, meaning that snow lands here, like this. And as you can see, I missed a few spots, so I'll have to come back up here with more string and cover it up. In fact, let me do that right now. And explain to you why I am doing this if you do not know already. See, snow can't actually fall on string. So by placing string all across the flooring of it, it gets rid of the snow just like that. But now whenever it snows again, it'll never actually land on the castle. The same thing is going down over there, even in the plants. Now, oops, I did not mean to do that. Come on. There we go. Okay, I was trying something over here where I would put it like almost a roofing of string up above so it wouldn't be on there, so when you're walking you wouldn't get that little hitbox there that you can see. You know, this little hitbox right here, you wouldn't see that if you're looking down, but if you look up you can barely even see that there's even string upon here, especially when you're far away. It's very invisible, so it's great in that sense. But I tried putting it up here, seeing if it would prevent snow, but it did not, which is unfortunate. But I can remove it now if I can find all the pieces. It's really quite hard to see them, but I think I got the majority of them. I honestly am not too bothered about it. You can barely even see it up there anyways. That's a beacon beam. So yeah, I also added a few more deep slate diamonds to this flooring, just a few more, and I think it'll be complete. We won't need to keep mining for it. And I realized I didn't actually show you this before, but the exact storage system. So let me go through it. So you got stone at the top, then all stony like blocks. I'm going to go back into this so I can see the cursor. So that would be all of this kind of stuff. Stone is what you should expect it to be. Then we got cobblestone over here being all cobbly, then tough, calcite, deep slate. Deep slate is all deep slate blocks, so not even just deep slate, but also cobbled, the tiles, yada yada yada. You get the point. You got andesite, diorite, granite. You got all your nether blocks, so you got netherrack in the bottom. Anything extra, I do count obsidian and crying obsidian as nether blocks, just because it matches there. And one, you find crying obsidian with portals, and then portals go to the nether, so that just seemed to make sense. Over here we got blackstone and basalt, including the smooth and polished blackstone. Here we got all end blocks. Right now it's just end stone, but if we ever had purple, that would also go in there. We got dirt, grass, any kind of dirty block, even rooted dirt, podzol, mycelium, and other stuff like that, etc. Then we got sand and glass. That'll go in here because sand makes glass. Gravel. I didn't know where to put this flint, so I decided to just put it in the corner since I only have 3 pieces. Got all of our amethyst, all the ores, including things like raw iron, raw gold, and raw copper would also go there. Here we have unblocky blocks, which are things that would count as a block but aren't like a full block or like a carpet or something like this. So that's that. The Fulker boxes, which is the most confusing of them all. is just a bunch of shulker boxes that are full of resources or are mostly full. For example, all of this is all the snow layers. In fact, we have even more to put in there. And it's just because I didn't want it clogging up that, because it was filling up a lot, as you can see. So now it's just in a shulker box, and I have, you know, the block, and then the shulker boxes, then the block of what the shulker boxes have, and that's how that works. And then extra blocks is kind of like the junk chest for blocks, so it's anything that doesn't really have a place or anything like that. Then on the other side, coming all the way back here, we have the lively items, all products of, you know, bone mealing, or, you know, if you plant seeds. Then we have all the saplings, we have all the tall greens, all the planty bits, so everything that you plant, everything that's just extra stuff, and all the byproducts, and then flowers as well, out of this world lively items, and then moss at the bottom. We have mob gear, which does include gear that didn't drop from mobs, but I don't really care too much about those kind of lines where they'll go in the junk chest, so I just decided to say any gear will go in here, and I don't have that much anyway, so it fits nicely in that chest. Then we got the passive mob drops, we got hostile mob drops at the top, then we got unused utilities, which are utilities I will never really use, which are totems, a compass, the saddles, the lodestone. Right now I have no use for them. If I did have a use, then I know where they are. They're right here. Then we have actual utilities, like water buckets, or name tags, flint and steels, and shears, are all things you'd probably use, and torches, item frames, just useful items. And then we have villager-related items. Now, this one's the one that gets a little crazy, because you have things like campfires, bee nests, bells, and bookshelves. Now, it's not just the workstation, but it's just related to them. You'd find campfires in spruce villages. You find bells always in villages. Bookshelves you also will find with lecterns. Now, the bee's nests, for some reason in my head, it makes sense that it would be here, as well as anvils. I would also put those in here if I had them. Then we have bottles, which are all our potions and water bottles, regular bottles, all of that. I just had a lot of them, so I decided to make a whole chest for them, as well as dyes. We have enough of them to have that. And then we have all 3 junk chests, which this is the only one that is being used. These are all empty. And then we have 1 extra chest right here that doesn't have anything. So, yeah, that is my entire storage system, and it took me an entire day to explain that all to you. But now that I've gotten that out of the way, I should have said that in the previous clip, but I completely forgot to, but that's okay. And without further ado, I think it is time to build this this staircase all the way up here, because I don't want to have to make this flying only. Let's get to it! Oh boy. Alright, so I have finished the pathway. Here it is. Walking through, nice and clean and beautiful, in my opinion. It is an interesting path, but I think it achieves exactly what I was planning on doing. So yeah, it's just a simple path that's made out of slabs, goes all the way up and over. Let's go to the free cam over here. So it kind of just goes up and over and just kind of like that, and nice merging into the mountain here. And we expanded the mountain out through here, as you can see, and I think it looks very, very nice indeed. And then coming over here is the same thing, connected straight up into the mountain, and I think it matches pretty well. And in the future, we might put a guards tower or a guards area through here, and I was even thinking of putting an archway like right here, so that way they can go straight through. And yes, it is hollow. This is too. I'm not gonna fill this in, because that's just a lot, but you know, it's fine. And in order to make it look a little bit more appealing, we also mixed in some polished andesite, regular andesite, and stone bricks, which makes it look a lot neater and nicer and a lot less bland. It adds more variety to it and more for your eyes to follow while walking up. And as you can see, I can walk perfectly up this without getting stopped, as long as you know which path to take. Definitely around here, there are a lot more areas where you can go like that. But kind of when you come up here, you got to go up. When you hit here, you go up this way, then you kind of turn this way, and you can either walk up that or that. And yeah, I'm thinking it looks very nice. I'm falling. But we took a lot of stone from our storage system, but not a lot. We still have, we have that much in there, and still 2 shulker boxes left over. We have a lot of space. Oh, man. Now, there's one last thing I want to do before I end off, and I want to move that portal. See, when I originally found this area, I had placed that portal down here because it was right next to lava and then right next to water. So I was able to make some quick obsidian and make a portal so that way I could travel quickly to my base and then eventually get everything set up. But I obviously don't want it to stay here at all, and I want to move it closer in to the castle somewhere. But I want you to be able to see it, and I'm thinking a building. Ooh, a building that's right here inside of the mountain here, and then you can walk out, and this is what you see, is that right there. Now, I had a little bit of an ambitious idea for the nether portal, and I really, really wanted to put a dragon right here, and it would be in its mouth, so you'd walk out and you'd be in the mouth of the dragon, and you'd be able to fly out. Now, the only reason why I didn't do that isn't because the dragon didn't look good. No, that was the issue. It looked good, but not phenomenal. And there's something about it that just didn't look so great that I was just like, it was mediocre, and it didn't look good enough to put it in this world, so I decided it would probably be best to just not. I may try to tweak around with it. If I can ever get a working dragon, then I will definitely put it up in the mouth, and hopefully this portal would link up to the one up there, so that way this could be an easy one to go through if you do not have an elytra. But without further ado, I think it is time that we build the nether portal hut. I have completed the diamond deep slate area down here, and I think it's looking snazzy. In fact, we have 4 left over. And, yeah, nice deep slate diamond carpet almost. But that's not what you're here to see. No, 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 no. What you're here to see is that. Yes, I have completed the nether build. So let's go ahead and walk ever so slowly towards it so you can grasp its beauty. I think it came out pretty nice. I decided, I keep using we when I mean me. It's very interesting. I don't know why I do that. But I decided to do a more sloped, like a more slanted and steep, that's the word I'm looking for, a steep incline rather than the usual, like, triangle. And I think it came out pretty nice. Now, I decided to use this little trick over here with the doors, and I think that looks pretty nice. But here it is. We have a nice little flooring here. The nether is outbreaking right over here, and then it slowly deteriorates as it goes into deep slate. We have the walls and everything, and got glowstone also in the massive portal, I will say. And I got rid of all the dirt up there, changed it to stone. I think that looks a lot better than having the dirt. And I have the torches here. Now, I'm not even sure if I need torches. Let me see. What light level are we? Oh, no. What? Oh, it's right here. Okay. Looks like it's not completely lit up in here, but I hear a... Yeah, there you are. Hello. What are you selling, my friend? Don't care about those. That's not bad for axolotls. I can get the polished diorite, the iron ore, obsidian, warped planks, the quartz smithing table, magma, warped. I could get quite a bit of these, actually. I have quite a bit of this, but I don't care. I'd rather have your head. Hey. There we go. Look at that. 2 new heads to add to the collection. As I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, we need to add more lights into this place. It seems that we don't have enough, and I know exactly how to do it in a neater fashion than to just put torches there. Go ahead and go into our brand new storage system. Throw that in there. That goes into the utilities. Let's go ahead and grab all of these, because I don't know which one to put this in. that is our head box. See, now we have 2 of those. But only 2, so those go in there. Yes, I have 4 head boxes because we will eventually use all of these heads, but not quite yet. Now, what is it that I'm looking for? These, the shroom lights. Okay. Let's fly back down here. Go ahead and... oh, I hit the door. So it is over here where we can take that, put a shroom light, and there's probably one over here as well. There is not. Oh, nope, there is one in the middle. Not anymore. Okay, looks like I got the light level sorted out. A little detour, but no biggie. And I think that doesn't look too off since it's another outbreak after all. So I think that matches in pretty nicely. I really like it. And with that, that'll be all for this episode. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, you know what to do. That'll be all. Bye-o!